Hi everyone, Julia's here. I'm glad to see my channel here for this evolution. And the theme of today's video will be Irish tattoo Claddagh ring. So let's begin. And let's talk today about something high and romantic. For example, about love. We will analyze with you today such a tattoo as a Claddagh. Originated in the docklands of region Galway, this symbol is best known as a Claddagh ring. Claddagh is made up of various elements, each of which has its own meaning. Hence symbolize trust and friendship, heart, love, and what about crown? Fidelity and devotion.
From the depths of Irish folklore comes the legend of the first Claddagh ring, which tells the story of Richard Joyce and his beloved Margaret. The young man was a fisherman from the village of Claddagh, and one day he was captured by Spanish pirates and sold into slavery in Algeria. It was resold several times until it ended up in the possession of a Moorish jeweler who saw Richard's skills and took him as an apprentice. Being a prisoner for many years, he stole tiny pieces of gold from his captor. After some time, Richard managed to escape. He was released and returned to Ireland, where a pleasant surprise awaited him. All this time, his beloved Margaret remained faithful to him and dutifully waited. He was amazed by her love and loyalty and created a ring especially for her. As a tribute, a Claddagh tattoo, arrows in with two hands hold a crowned heart.
The Claddagh ring is not just only Irish jewelry. It's a story about eternal love, fidelity, friendship that won the hearts of everyone who hears it. And if you're interested in meaning of other Irish and Celtic tattoos, you can find out looking by these issues. Well, in our time, like in the past, when for self-expression that women and men use jewelry, you need to be able to read language of rings, because ring is the oldest pieces of jewelry. People began to wear bone amulets rings in the Bronze Age, and the golden wedding rings appeared in the ancient Egypt. It was believed that it's impossible to remove such rings. Signet rings and family rings were very popular in the ancient world. In some European countries, it was customary to wear so-called mother's rings, each of which reminded of the birth of a child. There were also rings of sorrow in a memory of departed relatives.
The Irish symbol is traditional for engagement and wedding rings and can be traced back to the 1700s when silversmith Richard Joyce created the first Claddagh ring. Queen Victoria and Princess Grace of Monaco also adorned their rings with this symbol. The design of the ring is unique yet simple. On the Claddagh ring, two hands encircle one crowned heart. It's not surprising that his motto is "Let love and friendship reign." Traditionally, Claddagh ring can be worn in a variety of ways, each of which declares a different status in the search for love and very romantic life.
The Claddagh ring is probably one of the famous types of Irish jewelry. Wearing Irish Claddagh ring is a tradition rich of meanings and history. However, it can be misinterpreted if worn incorrectly.
Well, now about the so-called ring etiquette. How to wear a Claddagh ring. First, wear a Claddagh ring on the right hand with the crown turned inward means that the wearer is single. Secondly, wearing a Claddagh ring on the right hand with the crown turned outward symbolizes that the wearer is being looked after. Third, wearing a Claddagh ring on the left hand with the crown turned inward indicates a romantic engagement. Fourth, wearing a Claddagh ring on the left hand with the crown turned outward on the left hand indicates marriage. In addition, Claddagh rings are traditionally passed down in Ireland from mother to daughter.
The custom is that you should never buy a Claddagh ring for yourself. It should be gift. By the way, subscribe to my channel, mark the bell in order not to miss new release, and push the button if you like this video. Move on. Oh, where is the Claddagh? Island located?
Well, the Irish word Claddagh literally means rocky shore. So, for example, the village of Claddagh in Ireland got its name. Claddagh, not far away, past the cobblestone streets of Galway city, within walking distance across Wolfe Town Bridge, and along Galway Bay is the village of Claddagh. Today, this old fishing village is nothing more than a memory of unique historical contribution to the country's culture. It's noteworthy that the history of Claddagh is likely to be passed on to posterity thanks to the ring, which will forever remain in its name.
But this is not the only symbol of love. There is also Serge Befall or Serge Bitol, how it will be more correctly pronunciation, write in the comments, and Celtic knot of motherhood. Let's start with Serge Befall.
Serge Bithell, the Celtic symbol of eternal love. Although Serge Bithell is less remarkable than the one discussed earlier, it's of decisive importance. This further shows that the early Celts were deeply in touch with their feelings and connections. This symbol is created using two Celtic knots, triskels, symbolizing the never-ending love between two people. These two characterized here by their strongly intertwined parts, refer to two people eternally united in body, brain, and soul. This touches on the main point regarding the eternal attachment that binds them together, Celtic motherhood knot. The importance of the Celtic knot of motherhood is the enduring love between a mother and her child. Whatever your confidence and beliefs, this Celtic symbol symbolizes the strong, ineffant power of deep devotion and life. In general, Celtic motherhood knot consists of two hearts connected to each other without beginning and without end. One heart below the first. In addition, children usually mean a spot, a heart, or another symbol inside or outside the heart. As the family develops, more images can be added to appeal to each child. As a tribute, the Claddagh tattoo appeared in which two hands hold a crowned heart. With regards to the places of application, everything is individual and of course depends on your temperament. Whether you like to scream about love or you're an adherent of phrase that happiness loves silence. But it's more logical to apply either on the heart area, emphasizing sensuality, or on the contrary to hide from prying eyes in inconspicuous and sometimes intimate places. To a greater extent, the tattoo is feminine, but its presentation by the master can give it a very masculine look, as in the example. What about drubbing on the hands is proof of loyalty and devotion to your partner.
Do you have ring or a tattoo? Tell your story in the comments. Well, I said so much, but you got a lot of stuff to talk about. See you next video.